All right, so what's going on? What's happening? Greetings to everybody. This your girl Tiffany coming through here live in effect. Now we're gonna talk about the uproar that people have about the district attorney in Fulton County, who is the prosecutor. Her name is Fani Willis. So if you guys don't know about Fani Willis, she's responsible for the charges against Young Thug and the YSL crew. So right now, Young Thug's locked up. And then there's some more gang members who alleged gang members who was responsible for the invasions that's taking place in Fulton County and other areas where celebrities got their homes broken into, and it linked back to these alleged gang members. Okay, so how did she come across? Well, she looked on the social media pages. She listened to some of the rap lyrics, and there's people that's upset about it because now, especially those in the industry, they're upset because they feel like that's freedom of expression, and that's taking away people's right to express themselves. So, with that being said, there's people who's putting up a fight to protect artists' right to have to say what they want in their lyrics, okay? Because it's a form of art. But let's just go ahead and let's read into this. Let's go into this. So there's a video on YouTube where on channel 11 where she's actually talking and discussing about the gang members and the crimes taking place. Now let's just listen. So I'm just gonna play a clip of this video and then I'm gonna give my commentary and thoughts on it.
Dehydrated hair, high hyaluronic acid. Public safety deterrent crisis that we're in. I have to acknowledge the two men that are before me before I even start. This is the great Detective Needham and the great Detective Davidson from Sandy Springs Police Department. This was a collaboration, but you always have to acknowledge those that are on the front line working really hard to get things done. And these two gentlemen have done just an excellent job. What today's indictment is about is the Drug Rich Gang, which is a hybrid gang, and it started back in 2016. That's how far we can document this gang existing. We know that it is a gang that primarily actually exists out of DeKalb County, the Stone Mountain and the Tucker area. But as we know, crime and criminals have no boundaries, and they found their way into my county, Fulton County. I have a message today that you will hear repeated time and time again. If you thought Fulton was a good county to bring your crime to bring your violence to, you are wrong, and you are going to suffer consequences. And today is the start of some of those consequences. This gang, as I mentioned, is a hybrid gang. It does include members of the Gangster Disciples, the Crips, and the Bloods. We know that here in Atlanta, Georgia, that hybrid gangs are something that we regularly see. We know that this gang does have some identifiers that connects it together. They use things like prescription bottles and money symbols, and this is in their jewelry and their tattoos, and we see that present here. We have identifiers identifying this gang. But that's not the problem, that people collected together or they decided to use symbols. It's what they did once they joined together. What this indictment represents is 16 different victims in our county, 16 different incidents of violence, and 26 defendants. They committed crime everywhere from the south to the north of my county, which included Union City, Atlanta, and Sandy Springs. The earliest crime committed that is captured in this indictment is a 2018 carjacking. The latest was committed just this month. We are aware that crimes have occurred in other jurisdictions, but what this indictment primarily covers are the 16 crimes that committed here in Fulton County. The victims, they do not discriminate, but what they did do is target people who show their wealth on social media. So I do have a message for the public where it is kind of fun to put your things on social media and show off. Unfortunately, these gangs are becoming more savvy, more sophisticated in the way that they target you. And this is a way that we know that they targeted these individuals.
All right, so let's talk about that before I continue. Let's get into the whole thing about people who flaunt their wealth. You have to be careful when you do that, okay? Because people are watching. You never know who is watching. And these gangs she talking about, these are a bunch of youngsters, all right? They some youngsters, and they keep an eye on what's going on. They watch what these celebrities be doing on social media. They be watching. Especially these rappers. When these rappers want to show off their jewelry, show off their money, how much money they got, they make themselves an easy target. They make themselves an easy target for people like them to come and rob. You make yourself a target. And I'm going to say this, especially about Mariah Carey. Her home, she bought a $5 million home out in Sandy Springs. A $5 million home. Now, somebody should have warned Mariah before she even purchased a house out in Sandy Springs. Somebody should have told her, you might not want to go in that area. You might not want to live over there. You might not want to have a home there. Somebody should have told her. Somebody should have gave her heads up. But obviously, ain't nobody told her shit. She won that house. So I'm saying this, a lot of times when people show off their wealth, they make themselves an easy target. Because you got and then what these kids are doing, because they're kids, they're like teenagers or in their 20s. They gonna go where the money is at. Now I can tell you they kind of smart because they gonna go where the money is at. Where they see is wealth, they're gonna go for it. That's what they targeted. They don't care about the individual, who the individual is. They don't give a damn about the name of the artist or the name of the influencer or whatever. They don't care. They're gonna go where the money is at. That's their target. Their target is get to the money, get to the assets. That's what they're gonna do. And if they find some jewelry, they're gonna sell it. There's been plenty of celebrities out here in Atlanta that done got robbed. Robbed for their valuable things. People break into cars over there at Lenox Mall, looking for valuable stuff, because that's what they going for. They can't rob their own people over here like that, because they know that a lot of folks that live around them, they even working class or they poor or they broke, and they ain't got that type of assets. They ain't got that type of valuable things. So they gonna see, oh, this is who we need to go. Oh shoot, well we ain't gotta rob over here in our hood like that. We can go right over there in the suburbs. We go right over there in the suburbs and get the money, or get whatever we want. And that's what they do. They see who the artist is. They find out where the artist is located. They find out where they live, and boom. Yeah, similar situation. What happened? That's how Pop Smoke got killed in California. What he was doing, he was flaunting off. He was showing off what he had. He was showing off too much, and there was some group of kids that was watching him, and they found out where he was staying at. They went to his address. They shot and killed him, and they took his things. So people just gotta understand that this is what it comes with when you're dealing with an economic system like capitalism. This is what capitalism does. It makes you a predator, and it's also going to make you a prey. Let me say it again. It makes you a predator, but it also makes you a prey. And what we see is these people become preyed upon. And it's going to get worse. What do you expect? What do you expect when people want something valuable? They're going to do anything and everything to get it. They're going to do any and everything to get what they want. They gonna wait the time to get it. So I say this. You can't just get mad at the youngsters that's robbing. We gotta get mad at the economic system. We gotta get mad at the justice system for failing. Now, obviously, this lady is trying to do her job, but we gotta look at the economic system. We have to look at the government as a whole. This is the setup that you're giving people. You set people up for failure. You're playing the chess move on people. That's what you're doing. You set these people up for failure to go and try to get something that's so valuable and expensive. And when they can't get it, they're going to commit crimes. And when it comes to the case of these youngsters out here, it's not enough job opportunity for them because they're not old enough to get jobs. They're not even old enough to work. And then if they can work, they can only work a certain amount of hours. Most places won't even hire you unless you have open availability. Or let's just say individuals that have a job, they don't even make enough money. If they got degrees, they ain't making enough money. So it's going to drive people over the edge to commit crimes. What did Aristotle say? Poverty is the mother of crime and revolution. And it is. It's the mother of crime and revolution. But what the problem is with these youngsters, they're not smart. They're not smart criminals. They're not smart at what they're doing. That's the problem. They put themselves out there. So let me go ahead and continue with this video.
And it's because of these great detectives' work where they were able to show that they were following these individuals and using it to their advantage. Some of the celebrity victims included Calvin Ridley, who is a loved member of our Falcons, Brad Guzan, who is a loved member of the Atlanta United team, Marlo Hampton, who is on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and Brittany Mealy, who is the mother of Future's child. All very well-known celebrities who have decided to take residence right here in Metro Atlanta because this is a great place to live and we cannot tolerate this. But don't be fooled. This indictment also covers other individuals who are not as famous but also had their wealth on social media. Lots of social media influencers. The incidences that are in here is, thank God we don't have a murder, but we have kidnapping. We have armed robberies, we have shootings, and we have home invasions. Very violent crimes, things that cannot be allowed in our county, and all done again at the hands of crime, at the hands of gangs. What I want the public to see today is a collaboration of law enforcement, because as they have gotten more savvy, so have we. And so what you have is a collaboration of the Atlanta Police Department, the Union City Police Department, the United States Attorney's Office is here today, the Fulton County Sheriff, the Marshals, and the Fulton County District Attorney's Office. We are working together. We are working collaboratively, and we have a message, and that is get out of this county or expect to start seeing sentences that go life plus, because I am not going to negotiate with gang members. I am not going to allow pleas. We are going to find you. We are going to convince you, and we're going to send you to the prison for the rest of your days. And I'm not apologizing for that. Any questions?
You heard the lady say she's not apologizing for that. So what they letting you know, they're being uptight about the crimes that's happening in Fulton County. Because the crimes are too high. So now they feel like it's getting out of control. We gotta do something about it. If we don't do something about it, it's gonna get worse. Let's continue on.
By a part of DeKalb County that drug rich is sort of covered by the limelight.
Alexa, what's the temperature?
You mentioned drug rich that is sitting in the indictment. As I understand it, just got out of jail or prison. He's living with his mom on public cooperation. I can't help but notice that DeKalb County isn't standing behind you right now. But I know that they're accused of crimes in DeKalb County. Is there collaboration happening between Fulton and DeKalb County with regard to the investigation of this gang?
I have a relationship with the district attorney in DeKalb. I cannot say we specifically collaborated on this incident. I will say that we know that this gang has also committed crimes in Cobb, in Fayette, in a lot of the surrounding jurisdictions, and they have been at the table as we have developed these crimes. In fact, I'm aware that the Gwinnett district attorney does have an indictment against some of these same members, and she has sent part of her staff to be at the table.
Talk about how this came down. You talked about the detectives kind of bringing this forward. What was the beginning of this? How did this, all these things have been happening, but how did you all put it together, and what was kind of the germ, the beginning part of this?
Nah, it just goes to show you, this lady is really putting in work to do something about it. She really is.
I am not going to negotiate with gang members. You do not get to commit crimes in my county.
That is Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. She is pledged to crack down on gang activity in Fulton County and across Metro Atlanta. The latest investigation involves the drug-rich gang, and Willis announced today she is formally bringing RICO charges against 26 alleged gang members.
Yeah, that's right. So officials say these alleged gang members primarily targeted athletes and entertainers around Metro Atlanta, using social media to learn what they had and how to break into their homes.
Tonight, Joe Ripley has more details on the indictment and where the case against the gang stands right now.
If you thought Fulton was a good county to bring your crime to bring your violence to, you are wrong, and you are going to suffer consequences.
Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis on a 94-page indictment spelling out 220 charges against 26 people alleged to be involved in the drug-rich gang.
They use things like prescription bottles and money symbols, and this is in their jewelry and their tattoos, and we see that present here.
Investigators say the gang started in DeKalb County in 2016, but has branched out across Metro Atlanta, committing crimes like shootings, home invasions, and burglaries. Their 16 targets include Atlanta celebrities, athletes, and influencers who all post their possessions on social media.
They're immediately going to closets. They're immediately going to bedrooms. They know where these high-end items are.
According to this indictment from the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, investigators used rap lyrics and social media to track down some of the gang members. Last week, Sandy Springs police announced the arrest of 3 people in Florida tied to the drug-rich gang. Sergeant Matt McGinnis says gang members are not stopping there.
Anybody can be at risk, and that's the scary part. And that's why we've tried to tell people, don't post on social media what you don't want the world to see.
Investigators say nearly 20
When you say don't post on social media that you don't want the world to see.
people listed in the indictment are in custody, while at least 5 remain on the run.
We know who they are. They know who they are. And our message to them is simply this: come turn yourself in, because we're not going to stop until we get you.
I am not going to negotiate with gang members. I am not going to allow pleas. We are going to find you. We are going to convince you. And we're going to send you to the prison for the rest of your days. And I'm not apologizing for that.
And
She not playing. The lady is not playing.
Herschel Walker's accused of choking his...
It's a lot more. So
Diving deeper into a major story out of Fulton County, 26 alleged gang members now facing 220 charges for a host of crimes, and it appears the web was untangled in part because of social media. 11 Alive Hope 4 dug into that 94-page indictment to bring us the details.
Alleged gang members brought up on RICO charges by District Attorney Fani Willis. The suspects tied to a 6-year-old street gang called Drug Rich.
They use things like prescription bottles and money symbols, and this is in their jewelry and their tattoos, and we see that present here.
Those symbols include the letters RX and Monopoly symbols, and the DA's office used those symbols and the suspects' social media to tie each other together, saying it's proof they knew each other, conspired together, and promoted their enterprise online. Suspect Kinzel Walker, going by Clairvoyant on Facebook, holding money while wearing a Monopoly chain. Walker, one of the suspects accused of breaking into Mariah Carey's home. Alleged gang member Robert Gunter, posting a photo of him holding a gun, wearing an RX hat and chain. Gunter, accused of attempting to break into an Atlanta United player's home. It's this song posted on YouTube featuring suspect Taylon Barnes. The lyrics, sticking people up, how you think I got those kicks on my feet, and creeping in her back door, take your stuff, then I sell it to my big bros. A photo of Barnes on Instagram holding a gun and wearing jewelry with RX insignia. Barnes accused of attempted murder and burglary. This is just a snapshot of evidence pulled from social media accounts of the 26 suspects, but Willis believes it connects each suspect to each other and multiple crimes.
RICO is a tool that allows a prosecutor's office and law enforcement to tell the whole story. And so we use it as a tool so that they can have all the information they need to make a wise decision.
The DA's office used similar evidence.
I'm not targeting anyone, but however, you do not get to commit crimes in my county and then decide to brag on it, which you do that for a form of intimidation and to further the gang and not be held responsible. One of the lyrics used in this indictment, just one of the lyrics is, me and my crew striking out, striking in all black. Send me the drop, we'll kick in the house. If we steal a car, we're going to take off the tag. Well, they're kicking indoors, committing home invasions, and now I'm using those lyrics that they're admitting to doing that. I'm going to continue to do that. People can continue to be angry about it. I have some legal advice. Don't confess to crimes on rap lyrics if you do not want them used, or at least get out.
All right, so pretty much she has a point. So I know I was playing all those clips, but the gang that's constantly that's in the situation right now, that's being charged with the RICO Act, is the Drug Rich gang. Drug Rich gang came out of DeKalb County, and they've been around approximately 6 years, according to the information. And she gave some decent advice. If you don't want to be targeted, you don't want to go to jail, then don't confess to the crime or get out of her county. She got a point. And people get mad at her because they are using lyrics. Well, what else is she supposed to use? What the hell is she supposed to use? What the hell is she supposed to use? I mean, she's a DA, a district attorney, a prosecutor. That's her job. Collect as much evidence as possible. She got to collect evidence from social media, which that's a hot spot, and that can get you in trouble. Interviews, paperwork, the location where the crime took place, and lyrics. That's part of evidence. The lyrics are going to be used as evidence. If you telling on yourself, that's what you're going to use. You can't get mad at the DA for doing her job. You get mad at yourself for dry snitching. If you're going to commit a crime, basically what she's saying is don't put yourself out there. Don't brag about the crime that you do, because guess what? You make her job easier. You make her job easier, and you have made yourself an easy target. And so when you become an easy target, that gives her the opportunity to lock you up and throw away the keys. You done made her job easier. So you cannot get mad at this woman for doing what she has to do, because that's part of her duty. That's part of her duty, to collect all the evidence as much as possible, to get all the information as much as possible, and so she could bring it to court and do what she has to do. But as she said, don't tell on yourself. Stop dry snitching. If you don't want nobody to know what you doing, don't dry snitch. And a lot of these folks, they tell on themselves. They go to these interviews, they run their mouth on these platforms thinking there ain't nobody watching. They get on Instagram, showing all, telling the world what they doing, arguing with one another. Or they get on Facebook, putting up posts about shit, Twitter. And you know these people are watching you. You can't just do that and you think that they not going to do anything about it. They not going to use those things as evidence in the court. I thought gangsters move in silence. That's what I thought. I thought gangsters move in silence. But obviously, these kids, they don't know how to move in silence. They don't know how to move inside. They don't know how to just keep themselves out the spotlight. They got to show off. They got to boast and brag about shit. And they not thinking twice. And then when some shit go down and it's time for them to go to jail, then they want to say somebody's snitching on them and somebody's treating them wrong. And then we got people talking about, oh, she's just targeting black men. No, she's targeting those who are committing the crimes, who are putting people in danger, who going around here doing stuff. That's her job. It's not about targeting black men. That's her job, to go after those who are committing the crimes. What do you expect for her to do? Well, she's not supposed to do anything. She's back and let it happen. And then it's no purpose of her being a district attorney. See, it's so funny when people say that, well, we want to do something about crime in our community, crime in our neighborhood, because the crime is going too high and these kids are out of control, or these people are out of control. Something needs to be done. And then when you have somebody that's trying to do something about it and trying to collect as much evidence, then it turns into this racial argument. Oh, you just targeting this certain group of people. And not to say that they don't, because they do. Certain group do get targeted. But in this case, these people put themselves out there. They made themselves a target. They made themselves a target. And they weren't being smart. So I don't blame her for doing her job. What I blame is the ones that's ignorant enough to put the shit out there. That's who I blame. If you ignorant enough to put it on the internet, then hell yeah, they gonna do something. Hell yeah, they gonna use that. If you ignorant enough to talk about it in your lyrics and you bragging on it, hell yeah. So just like with the case of rapper Young Thug, he put himself out there. He was bragging on it. And they used the lyrics in the courtroom. You can't do that. Have he not talked about what the fuck he did then, nothing would have been taken to trial. So you can't get mad at this person for doing their job, talking about, oh, she using the lyrics in the courtroom. That's not right. That's part of the job, duh. That's a part of the job. I mean, what else she's supposed to use? Maybe if you just be more consciously aware of what you're saying, what you do, then you wouldn't have to worry about nothing. Maybe. Be consciously aware of what you're doing, because it's going to be used against you. Just know that there are eyes that's watching you at all times. There's eyes that's watching. So if you a fearless motherfucker and you know that what you gonna do and you don't care, okay, you take that risk. But if you know you a scary ass motherfucker and you can't take a risk of going to jail, then just be wise about what you're doing. Be mindful. So yeah, we talk all this shit about, well, what we gonna do about the crimes? And then when you get things turned off, now you're mad that lyrics are being used. Oh, they take away our freedom of expression. Not necessarily. You can say what you want, but just know that if you brag about you and actually committed something, you did some shit, it's just gonna be used against you. And don't you think that the motherfuckers you commit crime with ain't gonna be the ones to rat on your ass? Because they will. If they been offered a better deal, to where they can get out early or they can get some money, they gonna rat on you. So 9 times out of 10, it ain't really the civilian that's ratting on your ass. It's them niggas that you be hanging with. You know what I'm saying? It's niggas that motherfuckers be hanging with, doing crime with, and all that. It's the ones that's telling it all. Because they ain't got the balls to face the judge. They ain't got the balls to go to prison and serve their time. See, that's how you really know a person's true color, when they start really revealing themselves on the day that they got to go to court and serve their sentence. That's when they start to either fold or they just gonna serve their time. I mean, it's just mighty funny and it's mighty weird to me. It's really weird. You know, it is. So anyway, that's all I want to give my commentaries on that. The DA is doing her job. She's doing what she has to do to really try to minimize the amount of crime that's happening. We can't be mad at that. What else is she supposed to do? She's a DA. The goal is to stay out of trouble. Is to keep yourself away from the spotlight. Is to keep yourself from being recognized. Is to be mindful of what you're doing. That's the goal here. And it should be a lesson learned. And for all the people that's flaunting off their wealth, be careful, because you don't know who's watching. And they will find out where your location is and they will try to target you. So people who flaunting off their wealth, showing off their jewelry and all of that, and showing off their fancy car, you better be careful. You better be mindful. You better keep your eyes open, because somebody is watching and somebody is plotting against you on the low key. These kids are smart. You know what I'm saying? This generation is much smarter. They really know how to use social media and know where to go and who to target. But anyways, y'all take it easy on yourself. Y'all be safe out here. And this your girl Tiffany, and I'm logging on saying deuces. And thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for subscribing to my channel and sharing my videos and whatnot. I really appreciate that a lot. And thank you for the birthday love too, on top of that. For those of you that wish me a happy birthday, thank you. I share the same birthday as Fred Hampton and also the late Robin Harris as well. So, and many other people out there. But yes, I am grateful to be here for 33 years. Yeah, 33 years. Despite what's going on, what I'm going through, I'm just grateful, and I can't even express it even more. So I'm thankful for that. So, but yes, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, share the channel, like the channel, and hit the notification bell whenever I come on. And make sure you check out all the other video contents on here. All right. So until next time, peace. Thank you.